Shalom Aleichem, blessed souls. This is Dhamma Talk from Irie Crown Heights. Is the second of the Hebrew month of Mar Cheshvan, and although it's considered to be a month of bitterness because we're lacking all the joyous holidays we just celebrated in the month of Tishrei, however, we can rejoice because we have the Torah to elevate our hearts and lift up our spirits, to call out to the Most High, Ad Masai. We want Mashiach now. We want the Lion of Judah, Ayah Yehuda, to come and to redeem us and to lead the world into universal peace. And this week, the community of Israel, all around the world, blessed souls, whether you be of the blessed soul of the children of Noah or the blessed children of Israel, will be reading from chapter 6, Perek Vov, verse 9, Posek Tes, in the book of Genesis, Sefer Bereshit, until chapter 11 in the book of Genesis, verse 32, Perek Yud Aleph, Posek Lamed Beis, and we're reading from the Haftarah, from the Navi Yeshayahu, Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 1 till 10, that's Posek Aleph Ad Yud. With that being said, blessed souls, I think in the last video, in this third installment of In the Beginning, because let's remember, if there was a beginning, there had to be something which preceded the beginning, and if there was an end, there was a beginning which preceded the end. But when we start to meditate, there are dimensions beyond beginning and end, which is in the realm of the Most High and the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, the infinite Creator. We start to open our minds to a new awareness, and one of the things we'll be becoming more and more aware of, blessed souls, with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu, our righteous Mashiach, is understanding the plan of the universe as it is according to a system of symmetry. 3 lines, Shlosh Kavim, the right line, the middle line, and the left line. Chochmah, Chesed, and Netzach, Das, Tiferes, Yesod, and Bina, Gevura, and Hod. And let's try to understand very succinctly what these 10 spheros are, 10 conduits for channeling according to divine will, Ratzon Elyon, Elukut, godliness. You have Chochmah, which is the Most High emanating an attribute of wisdom, source of all wisdom, which eventually can come down to human wisdom. Binah, understanding, the source of all understanding, which can translate down into human understanding to comprehend the understanding of the divine. Then we have Das, or Dat, which is sensitivity in connection to the essence of perception of profundity and comprehension. Then we have Chesed, source of kindness, which can translate down here, hopefully, to acts of kindness. Gevura, acts of restriction or might, which meaning the chesed sometimes has to be tapered. I mean, if we are sustaining ourselves and our loved ones, we just can't give away all of our money because then we become needy. But we try to give a portion of what we have to help sustain others in our family, in our community, and hopefully if those who are blessed with that great bounty to help sustain other parts of the world in a peaceful and peaceful manner. Then we have Teferet, Midat Teferet, the measurement, the emotion, divine attribute of beauty, synthesis, to balance the right and left kav, Chesed and Gevura. Then we have Netzach, which is the determination, or so to speak, the victory, the conquering of one's, the Most High planted this midah, this attribute of Netzach, of conquering and winning, not for war, but to conquer one's nature. And the nature of the world be transformed to the midat ha-netzach, the attribute of conquering, that the world be transformed into the place it was always meant to be, an abode for the indwelling of the Atzmik Mahus, of the essence of being of the Most High. Following that, we have Chod, which is splendor, that in each one of our dwellings, I would assume, we just don't have the bare necessities, but we have embellishments. We have carpet and we have curtains. You don't necessarily need a carpet or a curtain in most environments, or say you have fine upholstery in a car. Well, there's an idea in serving the Most High through the attribute of Hod, of splendor, meaning to embellish what one has previously channeled down from perception of profundity and comprehension of that profundity, and essence connection to that profundity and comprehension, and to disperse out of kindness based on what we previously processed from the intellectual level of these sphirot, of that divine conduits. And we beautify this world in a way that we embellish the kindness and hopefully the brotherly or sisterly love, whatever you want to call it, or the human love, in a way that is not just to fulfill our obligation, but to do it out of a sense of splendor, of of splendor. That it's really our delight to make it a splendorous habitat for the Most High and for all the human race. Then we have the Sphira of Yesod, which is of all the 8 Sphirot I just mentioned very succinctly, and I must say superficially. I'm mentioning all these Sphirot blessed souls so you can learn more about it. Yet Yesod is the delivery system where everything which came above it is now being congealed into a form where now the act of Yesod, foundation, can be channeled through an attribute which is below it, even in the last attribute, considered in the 3-kav system of symmetry within the world of Elokut, according to the teaching of the Torah, called Malchut, which is kingship or sovereignty, whereas once there's a connection between Yesod, which is foundation, and Malchut, sovereignty or kingship, then it is manifested in a physical way and a spiritual way. And too, we see that even when people do things on a physical plane, blessed souls, and we've seen it, whether we've seen an artist, we've seen a painting, we've seen a piece of architecture, we just go into nature, we are just overwhelmed by the magnificence of what is manifested before our eyes on a physical level, and it conjures up feelings which connect back to all those divine conduits which have been channeled down into the human body, based on, again, a right, left, and middle symmetry of 3 lines. And let's face it, we have a right side, and we have a left side, and we have a middle side. So let's conclude on that note, blessed souls. Something for you to meditate about. Questions, comments, concerns are always welcome. And again, I'm not giving you an authoritative presentation, but as an introductory presentation, so you can start to meditate on things, and hopefully you will be blessed and anointed by the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, the infinite Creator. May He be blessed to go deeper into these concepts until we greet Mashiach Tzidkenu, our righteous Mashiach. Ahav Echad, one love, Gorel Echad, one destiny, Sababa, rejoice. Babori Echad, in the one Creator, Badar Chinom, in a pleasant way, Badar Shalom, in a peaceful way, Ofen Nitzchi, in an eternal way.